Hey, everybody, and welcome to our second ever Sakara live shopping event. I'm Whitney.
I'm Danielle.
We're the founders of Sakara. We're excited to be here with you today. We're going to be talking about our upcoming summer program. We have two very special programs for you, the Burn program and the Balance program. We've gotten some questions around what's the difference, which program is right for me. So we're going to dive in and get to those questions today.
Great. Well, let's get started. So first, let's even just talk about what the difference is between Burn and Balance and why we have two programs. So as you guys know, this food and, these programs completely changed mine and Whitney's lives, our bodies, everything. But we also came at it in two very different ways. So if you have not listened to the podcast about our story, our founding story, take a listen. Maybe you'll, find yourself in one of our stories. My story is a lot around body image issues, dieting, gut issues. I've been dieting since a very young age. I was a very, I'll use air quotes here, good dieter. Like if you gave me rules, I would follow them. And then I would fall off the bandwagon because the diet was always too strict, or not enjoyable, or both. And then it would just lead me to, these high highs and low lows, and then the next diet. Whitney's path was around her skin. She suffered from cystic acne. We've been friends since we were little girls, and she suffered from cystic acne from a really young age. Did everything under the sun, went to every dermatologist, took every antibiotic, every medication like Accutane, did all the lasers. And what we later came to realize was she didn't have a skin problem, she had a gut problem. So luckily we hit rock bottom together. So grateful to be down there with you, sister, not alone. And so these two programs really come out of how we approached our own personal transformations. So I was the person that was like, I'm so desperate for change. Just please, I never want to diet again. I never want to have to kind of question my relationship to my worth, question my relationship to my plate. Please, like, just, I wanted the answer and I was willing to go all in. I didn't care about like my social events. I was willing to let those go. At the time I didn't have kids. I could really just focus on myself. And that's where the Burn program comes in. So the Burn program is for those of you who are really looking to like dive headfirst into a life change, who really need to hit the reset button, who are looking for, results across the spectrum from skin clarity to boosted metabolism. Some people, experience weight loss on this program. It's if you're really looking to totally refresh, because the program itself is, I don't like to use the word strict because, as you know, we're all about eat clean, play dirty. There's no wagon to fall off of. So if you have to skip a meal here or there, everything's going to be all right. But the point is that we set you up for the perfect kind of Sakara day every single day. So it's going to be 3 weeks of food and all 5 days of the week. So depending on where you live, but for most of you, it's Monday through Friday. You're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So there's not a lot of flexibility in the program. It's really meant for those of you who are all in, want those 3 weeks dedicated to yourself, to your health, to your gut health, and want that, that transformation at the end. So Whit, tell us about the Burn program, why that's more kind of in your camp and how you approached your own transformation.
Yeah, and I love that we have different approaches to how we like to get results and how we like to do things. And for me, I'm a little bit more like I just want to ease into things. I don't want to change my lifestyle all that much, but I still want to commit to something. I still want to feel good in my body. And so this balance program lets me to still do the things that I want to do in my life. I have dinner parties that I have to go to and I want to participate in, and maybe some barbecues on the weekends. But I want to balance those out. And I know that if I'm only doing dinner parties and only doing barbecues, that I just don't feel good. And so committing to the balance program lets me make sure that I'm getting in those healthy meals, lots of leafy greens, different colors, all those nutrients in my body that makes me feel good and helps my gut health and digestion. Um, but just not as committed as this balance program or as the burn program. It's really finding that balance in my lifestyle.
And just to be clear, the balance is kind of how Whitney and I normally live. Like we're on Sakara 2 meals a day, we're in the office, and then oftentimes we'll do, dinner with family, or we'll have 3 meals a day, but we'll share dinner with our family as a side. So balance is kind of like where we like to live. So if you decide to do the burn program, the whole point is to get to a place where balance is easy, where, you've hit the reset button and there's no wagon to fall off of. Your gut feels really good. You can, eat really well on Monday. Tuesday night, you can have, I don't know, a pizza and pasta dinner party and still feel great on Wednesday because you'll just, eat the saccharified foods on that day again. So it's that balance ideas where we want all of us to live. But the burn program is for those of you who are like, I can't go from where I am right now just straight to balance. I need really a path to find that balance point.
Yeah. And you can opt in with the balance program. You can opt in to 2 or 3 meals per day. You can opt into 3 days or 5 days a week. So it's much more flexible, but it is a 4-week program. So you're committing in for 4 weeks. You're going to say, yes, I'm going to do this for a minimum of 4 weeks. And along with that, along with both of these programs, you get a really special gift, this awesome green tote bag, which I love. We made a limited supply of these bags. So if you want to get one of these special green tote bags, you better sign up quickly. They are going fast and we have a limited supply. But with the commitment of the 4 weeks, either to the burn program or the balance program, you get this awesome Sakara green tote to carry around your meals or take it to the beach, your beach goodies in there. And yeah, feel great. You have your meals, you have your tote, everything that you need to really feel good this summer. And I do like to commit a bit more during these times of year, just to remind myself to really take care of myself. That, throughout the year, maybe I'm saying yes to, like I said, more dinner parties and barbecues and fun things and just eating more of what other people are serving me instead of being really strict. And then these times I say, okay, I'm going to really focus on what am I eating? How am I nourishing my body? Am I getting enough colors on my plate? Am I getting enough hydrating foods? Am I getting enough leafy greens and the good plant proteins? And I think along with this, it makes me also just look at other parts of my life. Am I saying yes to the things that I want to say yes to? Am I holding my boundaries and saying no when I need to maybe rest a little bit more or take an exercise class or something instead of just always saying yes to everybody else around me?
Yeah, no matter which program you choose, you're dedicating this next 3 or 4 weeks to yourself, filling your cup, healing your gut, working on yourself, working on your relationship to nourishment. I mean, we all know how hard it can be to nourish ourselves day in, day out, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, thinking about the quality of foods you're going to use, then cooking the foods, getting the foods at the grocery store, making sure it's delicious, making sure you're getting a variety. Like, I'm deeply in this field, as you guys all know, and I get overwhelmed by what to eat. And so I'm so grateful, especially for these programs for all of you, where you get to just say, for this amount of time, I know I'm going to be so nourished and so taken care of. And the other thing that Whitney and I always forget to mention, because it's just like table stakes to us, is just how delicious these meals are, you guys. Like, not only are they beautiful, but they are equally delicious. Our chefs spend months perfecting a recipe before you guys ever get to taste it and experience it for yourselves. And as you can imagine, pulling and sourcing food from the best farms on earth, getting it to our kitchen and, quickly after the farmers have picked it and harvested, making it and getting it to your door is not easy. And then also making sure it's beautiful and delicious. not easy, but our team is incredible. They make all the food with so much love. And it really is, as someone who was a dieter for my whole life, I thought that feeling good kind of equated to torturing myself. And so for those of you who are kind of like coming from my camp, I can promise you that this experience, whether you choose burn or balance, is going to not only be nourishing, but also delicious and joyful.
Yeah, and I know we got a question about beets and mushrooms, and I have one of our meals here, the sweet beet and toasted cashew medley with carrot ginger glow dressing, which is a meal that has been on our menu for how many years now? I mean, I think this came on in maybe in 2014. So does that mean it's been on for 10 years?
So almost.
I mean,
Happy
unbelievable.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary, little meal. But I think it's because people really enjoy this meal, and that's why it's been able to stand the test of time. But beets and mushrooms are two of the most common common um, foods that people don't like, along with, I'd say, onions being the third. But once they try this dish, their minds are usually changed because so often you've had mushrooms and beets out in the world and they're not as tasty as we make them. We cut them up into tiny pieces with a really great sauce, and it's just really delicious. And I'd say if it's really hard for you to get over an ingredient like that, to you know, just try it and be open to new experiences, and to be thinking about how it's really nourishing you on a deep level. And then think about, maybe this can be a way for you to work on being more open in other areas of your life too. If there are places that you're a bit rigid and you're not open to change, that by trying new foods, it's showing your body, showing the universe that you can do new things, you can try new things, and you are open to change. So I really love using this as a way to just try something new, see how you feel, go for it, and think about all those nutrients. We're like your Sakara moms telling you, you got to eat your vegetables, and that includes beets and mushrooms too. And I know that you can do this.
We've also converted many a mushroom and beet hater into mushroom and beet lovers. Like, I think we
Indeed.
go down maybe in history.
We were
Guinness Book
just
of World Record.
agree. We just recorded a podcast last week. It's not out yet, but with a doctor who was telling us about how mushrooms are so special, and they have special immune protectants in them, and you're actually borrowing those kind of like immune protectants from the plant, from the mushrooms when you eat them. So think about your immune system when you eat them, and those little mushrooms soaking up the sunshine, and you're getting to eat that. Just all those great nutrients going into your body. And if you still have a hard time, just DM me and I'll give you some motivation too.
Well, actually, that's what I was going to talk about next is, we really should be calling these our community programs because we have, thousands and thousands and thousands of people who eat this way, every single day, but then still decide to hop on to one of the programs, even though it's similar to what they do every day. And it's because of the community aspect. So depending on your start date, which the start dates are April 29th, which is when Whit and I are starting next week.
Woohoo.
May 6th, May 13th, May 20th. So depending on your start date, you will be in a community channel with people who have also started with you. And it's just one of the most motivating, heartwarming parts of this program is just doing this with people who are like-minded after, similar things, who care about themselves, who are on the journey with you, who might have tips and tricks that you haven't thought of, or, need your advice if you're having an easy time. Whitney and I talk about that we never thought that we'd be, in front of millions of people talking about our deepest, darkest insecurities with my body and my diet issues and Whitney's skin. But that was what allowed us to connect with one person that turned into one client transformed her life, and that person turned into 4 people, and that person turned into 20 people, and now it's millions of people because we shared our stories. And in the community channel, you'll have the opportunity to share your story and hear other people's stories. And when we can do this journey and this journey of transformation with people who are on similar paths, it's really motivating. And it's not supposed to be this solitary journey. We're really supposed to do it together.
Yeah, the relationships that are built in our community Slack channel are just so beautiful and so supportive. So when you join one of these programs, you'll get put in that community Slack channel into a group of other people who are starting at the same time as you and going through it all at the same time. And so you can ask each other questions and support each other. There's one question that we do get and that we did get from you guys is, will I experience any side effects from the program? And I think if eating this way is new to you, if you're not used to eating a lot of whole food plants and a plant-rich diet, then it can be a little bit of a transition when you're starting to eat this much fiber, this many plants, this much diversity, because it's stimulating the microbes in your gut microbiome. So some people experience some detox symptoms. You can experience a little bit of bloating at first. Even sometimes you can feel a bit hungry in the first 3 to 5 days of eating this way as you reduce the amount of bread, meat, cheese, coffee, and alcohol as your 5 major food groups and head towards fruit, veggies, beans, nuts, seeds, legumes as your major food groups. So, your microbes could be sending signals. Those microbes that eat on the bread and the cheese and things that are in your diet send signals to your brain, giving you cravings, saying, hey, I haven't been fed yet. You got to feed me. But as you continue to eat this way and eat more plants, the microbes that eat plants start to proliferate in your gut, and their voice is saying, I want more leafy greens. I want more of those delicious mushrooms and beets. I want more of that blue spirulina quinoa. Those cravings start to speak up louder. And the more you eat this way, the more you crave to eat this way, and it gets easier.
Another common question we get is, how will these programs affect my metabolism? And it's one of our favorite questions to answer, because if you're like me, you grew up with parents, a mother in particular, who thought, she was born with her metabolism and that's just the way it was, and she didn't have any control over it. And that's because that's what we thought for a long time. But studies have revealed that we actually have so much control over our metabolism, and that for most women, your metabolism should really stay the same up until your late 60s, even 70s. And the key to that is having a healthy microbiome. And I think sometimes it's hard for people to understand, how does my gut affect my metabolism? But remember, your gut is not just these bacteria hanging out in your digestive tract, doing things, digesting your food. They are helping you digest your food, but they're sending out signal molecules to cells all over your body, from, your brain to your liver to, how quickly and efficiently you digest your food all throughout your digestive tract. They help maintain how many calories you absorb from your food. And when you think about your metabolism, I want you to instead kind of think about cellular health, to think about the health of your cells. If you guys remember those little organelles in our cells called mitochondria, I see these memes all the time where it's like, I remember 2 things from life, and I don't remember what one was, but the other one is mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. We'll never forget that. Turns out they are, but they're also so much more than the powerhouse of the cell. They're signaling molecules. They help dictate, inflammatory responses, etc. But what our cells need in order to be healthy are the right nutrients. And that is one of the things early on in my career and my studies that really helped me understand the link between what I eat, my gut, and my kind of cellular health or metabolism. So your body can only do as well as you nourish it. And so I think when people think, oh, I want a shortcut to boosting my metabolism, who, by the way, I was one of those people. I want a shortcut, to weight loss. I was also one of those people. But the secret is that you actually have to flood your body with nutrients and really heal your gut in order to experience the metabolic boost that comes with that. So when you think about boosting your metabolism, think about nourishing your cells. And that's really the focus of these programs and of every Sakara kind of like week of meals that you can get. Is we want to nourish your gut. We want to make sure that your gut, the little bacteria that Whitney said are saying, hey, I'm hungry, are getting like the right foods so that you can get a diverse amount of bacteria strains that then promote overall well-being and wellness. And, for so long, I thought that my metabolic health and results resulted from, eating less. That was really what I thought it was. I thought that was the equation. But what studies are showing is that how you store calories versus burn calories depends on the health of your gut. So I'm going to say that again. How you store calories or how you burn calories depends on the health of your gut. And so, yes, if you decided to go out tomorrow and only eat a donut every single day, and that was only the only thing you were ever going to eat, and it was one donut at 2 o'clock and that was it, you would probably lose weight because you are in a calorie deficit. But the type of weight that you're losing, one, isn't sustainable. Two, makes your metabolism go way down because you're actually in starvation mode. And three, make sure you are actually not getting the nourishment that your cells need in order to do what they need to do. So one of my big aha moments in my own journey, both experiencing my own transformation and learning, is that your best body is going to come from nourishment. It's not going to come from deprivation. And that doesn't mean that sometimes these things don't feel hard. Sometimes it feels hard to change your diet into a healthier way. Sometimes it feels difficult. Sometimes there are challenges. Sometimes you do just want to, I don't know, go out and spend a week in Italy and eat all the pasta and pizza and wine. And, we talk about eat clean, play dirty. This isn't a wagon to fall off of. But if you transform your relationship to your own metabolism, to your own weight loss, if that's your journey, and you think about it instead through the lens of your gut and nourishing your cells, it will transform how you think about your food.
Yes, I love that. And so, will people lose weight on the burn program, Danielle?
I mean, my answer is yes. Many people will lose weight. We're not here to be a weight loss program only. That's why we don't talk about it in this way. We're here to nourish you. We're here to get you healthy. We're here to, if you do want to lose weight, to get your body to the healthiest place. And weight loss is a symptom of getting really, really healthy. So it depends on your starting point. I'm here as someone who loses weight from this program. And in my past, this is kind of like what brought me to my healthiest place and really understanding that my best body came from nourishing myself. So my answer is yes. Some people might even lose weight from the balance program. But it really depends on your starting point. And also many other things go into weight loss. So this is why when we say these programs are amazing, but it's not just about your food. We get to control one input into your life. Weight loss is a matrix of inputs. So it matters how well you're sleeping. It matters how stressed you are. It matters who you surround yourself with. And so when Whitney was talking earlier about these programs tend to be a time where we dedicate this amount of time to filling our cup, that means a lot of things beyond food. So food is a foundation for us. But beyond that, our hope is that you will maybe look to nourish and fill your cup by spending more time quietly by yourself, taking yourself on a date, going to the spa, breathing, doing yoga, calling a best friend you've been meaning to call. All of those things play into your transformation and wellness. And so those are all things that we talk about here at Sakara when it comes to the idea of weight loss, when it comes to the idea of boosting your metabolism. All those things matter.
Right. And you're getting those processes to a really good place, and where the results can continue on for the weeks and months ahead, especially if you're learning new habits and instilling new ways of eating into your diet and your everyday life. I had a client reach out to me after January's burn program and tell me that he lost 19 pounds. And that was
Wow.
because he was coming from a place that was not healthy. And this was such a big change for him. But, he he was one of the people that was begging us to bring this program back again and is excited to be joining this program again with so many of you. But he just the results that he experienced were incredible, from the weight loss to the boosted energy, amazing results in his blood work and cholesterol, just, overall total body health and transformation. So, it is, where are you coming from? Where's your starting point, for what results you're going to see here? But I think, like you said, it goes all the way down to your mitochondria for how this program works. Not like the donut diet.
I haven't tried that one, surprisingly, in my history. So yeah, I know we're at time, but let's close out just kind of like going over the details here. So it's starting in next week. So Monday's the first start week. And then there
And
are
if you want to sign up for next week, you have to sign up by tomorrow at midnight. That's Wednesday, April 24th by midnight EST. If you want to be signing up for the
Monday.
for Monday.
Yeah. And then there are 4 start dates or 3 start dates. 4, I think. 4 start dates after that.
4 in total.
4 in total, 3 after that. So Monday, this upcoming Monday is the first start date, April 29th. And then May 6th, May 13th, May 20th are other start dates for either the burn or the balance program. The burn is 3 weeks long, but it's more prescriptive. We're going to give you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast are these amazing plant protein smoothies that are delicious. And then you'll get a lunch and dinner.
Obsessed with those.
And then the balance program is 4 weeks, but you're offered a lot more flexibility. You can choose like breakfast, dinner, you can choose lunch, dinner. You can do a 3-day week instead of a 5-day. So it's really kind of for if you're looking for more balance in your life, but still kind of like can't handle like an overhaul, that's for you. And then, yeah, both programs you get, well, while supplies last, because I hear we're low, you'll get this amazing free Sakara green tote.
And it even has this cute little pocket inside so that you can put your cards, your phone, things like that in here and keep it safe. You don't lose it inside this big spacious bag that can hold so many great things this summer. I love this. This is going to be the it item of the summer, so that as you walk around, other Sakara lights can spot you, and you guys can see each other and say hi to each other out in the world carrying your green tote bag.
Because maybe you met on the community channel, because that's the other really big perk, is you'll get to meet like-minded people just like yourself.
And get all that great community support. So I hope you join us. This is such a great time of year to refresh, reset, take care of yourself, feel good in your body, and get ready for this change of season going into these warmer summer months. Now's the time. If you're thinking about it, don't think about it, just do it, because we're going to be all doing it together. Danielle and I joining you. We're starting next week, so we hope to see you all there.
Thanks,
and
guys.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're going to do more of these events, diving into different programs. We want to hear, what product do you want us to talk about next? Which programs or products do you want us to do a live shopping event about? Send us some comments, send us some DMs. We want to hear from you, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to hit subscribe.